See, this is what needs to happen is conversations, my guy, not umbrellas.
I liked it when I had
conversations, not umbrellas. You're putting a wall between everybody.
That's okay. He has a right to protest too.
I get it.
But I can't tell.
Being censored. Oh.
To me, these are individual people who last night spent the night in a situation that is threatening to their life. And every conversation is different because every individual is different. There is no one size fits all plan.
St. Paul Emergency Management, they got sweet new jackets for this. I know that voice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, who are you, man?
Other side.
We met before. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to pass by you here. You're impeding my progression.
What's up?
Are you gonna stand in my way? I'm gonna go right through you, buddy.
What are you about?
I'm about showing what's actually happening.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Other people aren't doing that?
I mean, it's not getting out there enough.
What's actually happening? What
Yeah, what's actually happening?
Oh wait, okay. Yeah, you're that little fucking punk ass dude at one of those marches. Yeah, you're one of those motherfuckers, huh?
No.
You're not even slick though. You're pretty obvious. We can see you from a mile away.
What do you mean? I'm showing what's happening, man. You don't like my boots?
Is it Alpha? I can't remember. Is it Alpha? Who is it again?
Or is it probably Mill City Media?
Or is it Mill City? I couldn't remember.
Oh, that's some recognition right there.
He said he's telling the real story today. That's what his purpose is.
What's the real story?
Wait, so you guys don't even know who I am?
No.
We don't give a fuck.
That's what we want to know.
Well, I'm not trying to be confrontational, my guy.
Without permission?
Pardon me?
Why are you streaming residents without
So this is a
permission?
public park, man.
That doesn't matter.
I'm trying to show what's actually happening.
Integrity.
So I mean,
Do you want people to come to your front lawn and fucking like video your shit?
For real, bro.
Yeah, but
I mean, I don't want to be confrontational. I don't want to cause a problem, guys. Like that's not my
Just be
intention.
respectful.
Yeah,
That's
you
Like
all.
I am being respectful. I'm
not.
trying to
you just
show
hear
what's
the
happening.
gunshot. You fucked their woman. So you get your dope and shit. Hey, babe. We made deals and shit.
Get him.
So what's up?
I don't know. We'll fuck later.
You want it?
Want to go for a ride and get a cigarette?
No thanks. Wow. I really want to show what's happening, and you guys don't want to actually see.
You were filming me even while they were talking. What the fuck are you really here for, bro?
Dude, I'm trying to show what's happening, my guy.
Your ass when they were talking to the
my
mayor.
God.
I saw you do it with your little punk ass camera over the top. What the fuck are you really here for?
Dude, why are you attacking me like
I'm
this,
not
sir?
attacking you.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
making you uncomfortable because you're making others uncomfortable. That's just what
Dude,
it is.
so why don't you do this to mainstream over here? Let's go over here. Let's do this right in front of mainstream. Let's do it. So these guys with super zoom cameras, why don't you do it to them? Why are you afraid of an independent media putting this out there?
We are independent. That's really good. He just asked you.
No, he pulled an umbrella up in my face.
You know what happened? We went up to the actual press and we were like, "Hey, could you like mind not recording people?"
So why didn't you approach me like that?
I just did, and you're like,
No,
well,
you guys
it's a
approached me
public park."
confrontationally. It is a
No,
public park.
no, listen to me. I talked to them. Listen to me. Look at my face.
Do you see this umbrella in my
I talked to
face?
them. I talked to them.
You're still being confrontational. Can we take it down a notch? Let's
Yes.
talk. Let's talk.
Shut the
like
fuck
humans.
up and listen to me.
Okay,
I
I'll
talked
listen.
to them, and they said, we're not recording people's faces. We're pointing the cameras down, and they're only recording people with permission. You're just fucking around in here, just taking pictures of whoever you fucking want. So
I'm actually trying to focus on public officials. There are public officials here that are paid by the taxpayers.
then go back to them.
Dude, you are completely covered, my guy.
Oh, you're cool. You're good. Have fun.
Oh my gosh.
You know how I do, bro. You're not gonna be comfortable here. This is what it is.
I'm super comfortable.
That's fine. We just had a friendly talk, bro. What's going on? Why?
This guy doesn't like me because he's met me before.
Oh, right. We also don't like Mill City Media. And
I'm not Mill City Media.
Tell the real story.
I'm here for government accountability, dude. Right. Government accountability.
Okay, I can't tell.
Being censored. Oh.
So like, The real news story is right here, but these guys won't show it.
Yeah, I don't know. That's bad.
Look, I'm just trying to film what's actually happening here, and these guys are targeting me.
I understand.
Like, I want to show the public what the city is doing, and this guy wants to attack me with an umbrella.
I'm not attacking. I saw him with helmets on, which I don't understand, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean,
Why don't you put a mask on and see how well?
what they call auditors. Sad, but it's not bad. Police need to realize you have a freedom, but at the same time, police got a busy enough and hard enough job. Yeah, you're gonna. I'm sorry. They think you're like an auditor, and it's unfortunate. I live just a block away, and I'm down here every day, and I knew it was gonna be kind of an issue today, but.
Right. So what do you think about what's going on here?
Oh, I think it's a sad day in the sense that this just shows the continuing issues in our country, that blacks haven't been educated. The COVID destroyed all their jobs, and so where are they going to live? And people have been good to them. Lots of food comes down here, and they've got shelter and that, but
Where are they going to live eventually? Like, what is happening to them today? That's what I want to know.
they're all going to go down
So,
the lower
I'm not even-
landing because they want to consolidate them, apparently.
Right.
So I go down the lower landing daily. I run my dog down there with a golf ball, and I see them, and I said they're going to be coming down to the lower landing, and then they're going to be but we got to get rid of COVID and get these people back to work so they can have a place to live.
Right.
But it's sad and it's happy. I'll be glad to get my park back. I mean, I used to walk my dog, but now I have to walk them on the cement because I've been hassled walking through their tents, and
It's a park.
Well,
right?
yeah, but it's
for everybody.
It's for everybody. In the same time, it's their living room. So do I
Right.
walk in my living room? Well, no, because I got a lock on it and I got security. What do they have? Nothing.
Right.
So that's kind of.
And I mean, I see both sides for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a dilemma. At the same time, I've watched all the fires. I come down here when the fires start.
I've
watch
seen it.
them put 'em out.
I came down here one time when they started the fire just to check it out.
Yeah, and it was sad. You
Yeah.
know, and no one was hurt, thank goodness. But at the same time, we need to look at long-term solutions. And I'm glad the mayor's here, and I'm sure he's getting in here full, which I'm sure he got in other parks.
Right.
But that's kind of what I feel about the whole thing. It's sad.
It
And
is. I
in
agree.
a way, it's happy. I'll be glad to get my dog back in the park to have a normal place. But they're going to.
I mean, I love everything you said except for this. Me and my poor dog. That's just ridiculous.
Well, no.
See, this is what needs to happen: is conversations,
I don't
my guy,
have- I
not
like-
umbrellas.
I liked it when I had.
Conversations, not umbrellas.
I like.
You're putting a wall between everybody.
That's okay. He has a right to protest too.
I get it.
But I like
At least he's listening.
to come and run on the grass and enjoy it. That's why I moved here. And so I'm not. It's not my poor dog. I can run him all kinds of places.
There you go. Just that's the mindset. Those words coming out of your mouth after all that other shit really just defeats the purpose, sir.
No, it doesn't.
As long as you're saying poor me and my dog and my.
Well, no,
I'm excited for my dog to run free, but these people are. Where are they going?
I know. I understand both.
What are you doing to help them?
Go somewhere else with it. You know what I mean? It seems insensitive.
No, it's not insensitive.
I'm
It's the
telling
truth.
you how it
I know, but I have been here for 3 years,
Yep.
and I have walked up and down all of this,
Yep.
and I've enjoyed this. And I'm sad that this had to happen, and it's there.
Yep.
But I came down to St. Paul to enjoy the parks. Okay? Yeah, yes, it's sad, and I'm glad I'm here, and I've helped all kinds of people here. But at the same time, this isn't the long-term plan for this park. It's not a housing area. Okay? I know, so I'm saying that I wish I had it back to where I was. I'd be glad when I could have it back to where I was. And I pay taxes so I can use the park.
Someone else's expense. I want you to understand that. What you're saying is that if I get my dog to be able to walk back on this grass, you're going to feel great. All that other shit you said before that about how you care about these people, it's gone after.
No, it's not
In my
gone.
opinion, it is. For me, it
No,
just drops
I'm
off.
down at the lower
Your
landing,
dog can
helping
walk
people
back.
down there just as well as here. And
Listen to what I'm saying.
no, I don't, because I have two perspectives. I don't like
Your
this,
dog like
and
other people.
my dog and I moved here so we can
So
enjoy
what?
the park. So what?
So what?
Guess what? The parks are stolen land anyway.
No, they're not stolen.
Wow.
So did
You pay
we?
taxes to enjoy the park. We pay taxes, and I know that sounds unbelievable, but we pay taxes so our
These
elected
parks were
officials
not
can look after
stolen
our
from
community more
anyone.
vulnerable. Yeah, this whole land was stolen. This is stolen Dakota land.
Yeah. So you came here and sold it too?
I didn't steal anything. I'm occupying stolen land. Yeah, I didn't steal anything.
Okay. Did I come and steal this land?
Why are you so?
Hold on.
Why do you feel so entitled to the parks that were
And
stolen?
then you just said you moved here to enjoy this park. Where'd you move from? The suburbs?
I moved from Woodbury.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I stole more
So
land
you moved
there,
from
right?
Woodbury to
So
come
hold
here
on,
and pay
hold on.
taxes, and then you can leverage that. I pay taxes to enjoy.
Yes,
Go back to
and I
Woodbury.
did. I paid
There's
for
plenty of parks
taxes in Woodbury
Yeah.
to get parkland from the developers. The city somehow got this in its area through its legal processes. Otherwise, this would be private land right now. It's not.
It's not.
Okay, so why is it public land? Okay, why is it public land? Why
Come on,
is this public
dude.
land?
It's
Because
silly.
the city
Why are you being
somehow
silly,
acquired-
man?
Now, I agree totally that we screwed the Indians out of this land.
guys really
The
wanna
Native
censor both
Americans
sides.
Stole it.
You only want your
Once it
agenda
became
pushed.
Deeded and became part of the Minnesota territory,
It's really silly.
and the Indians gave it
You guys
away.
need to think.
Which is unfortunate. They should have known white man's law, which we screwed them out of. But that's the history of this area.
And then we haven't reconciled that. So like to do shit like this and like do violent evictions and without reconciling those atrocities that you just acknowledged.
I agree.
That's horrible.
We haven't.
We haven't at all.
We haven't at all. We've
But
done
we're
a
still
terrible
doing
job
shit
with
like
that.
this though.
Right, but the reality is that the place that we're in here right now with, this isn't a good long-term solution. When it hits 2 below, all the people are going to be here giving them gas. It's the volunteers who've been paying for their gas. Who are the people bringing food down? A bunch of volunteers.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
Not
so-
city workers. Not city workers.
The city ain't
Yeah.
providing the solution, so the people have to.
So they're only
Right,
coming
but
to
the city
evict.
isn't equipped to handle
The city's standing around right there. I was just pointing out to you guys.
That's what we pay
No,
for.
no.
As
So you think
taxpayers, we
that
pay
they
them to
should
be
just
equipped to
roll
handle
over
it.
You see the city standing around right there in the huddle. That's what they're doing down here.
These are private
They ain't doing nothing.
citizens Who have the
never
right
do
to
shit.
That's what I'm
do
trying to
what they
document.
Can the city assist?
I don't know why you guys can't
But
see that.
Cities weren't developed
I don't
to
know
be
you, bro, so,
social.
like, I'm not-
welfare
I'm trying to tell you though.
Okay, no, it's true. What do cities do? They provide police force, they provide sewer and water, they do city maintenance. But the city was never set up to guarantee housing to anyone in our history.
Actually, it's a.
The city
it's a
controls the
human right.
budget. So like you said that they provide police force and all this other stuff.
Yes,
like
that's
they
correct.
control the budget. So like it's all about where they want to allocate the money. So like
Yes.
this is very much a city problem. They've just chosen not to allocate money to it.
It's a city problem, and this problem's existed for much of time, and the city has worked with Dorothy Day. They have worked with Catholic Charities. The city helped them find that land and continue with that land. Everybody wanted to move them out. The city, along with the Catholic Church and the other churches in the area, and a lot of individuals, helped keep Dorothy Day where it is.
Can you explain why a situation like this exists?
I can tell you exactly why it exists.
All right,
We
let's
have
hear
400 years of history where we brought black people here, most of them by slavery, were captured. We gave them no education. We let them go and gave them very limited schooling at best. And we've screwed them out of their money and their rights for years. That's what's happened. This is the result of that.
it. You don't think the city should play a part in reconciling that?
The city is part of it. You got to go to all the citizens and change behaviors that go on for centuries now.
Yeah,
Why
it's
are
just
you
called
enabling-
learned helplessness.
So
It's a thing
why
called
are you
learned
enabling
helplessness.
those attitudes and shit?
I am.
You're out here saying this isn't stolen land. You're out here.
This
saying
is not
that
stolen
this is a
land.
problem.
That's what colonization is. It's stealing land and
Yeah.
pillaging
Well,
people.
but
and destroying
then you
their
can go to the British colonies and say they
No, because
stole
of-
America and they stole Australia. They stole the,
They did.
the British Isles.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an anti-colonial movement. Fuck
Okay,
colonization.
and colonial movements that happened in history. You can blame Rome stole all of the Mediterranean then. They conquered it.
They did.
Okay? And countries came back and reconquered them. Okay, that's
we're
called history.
reconquering, I guess.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna reconquer. Right?
Yes. Okay, if you want to go ahead and reconquer it, use the courts to do it.
That's not.
Okay, use the courts to do it.
Well, that's what they tried to do at the Line 3 thing up north in Aiken County. That's going on. I don't know if you're familiar.
I'm
but-
familiar with Line 3,
So
and the
that-
courts decided, and the federal government, which I didn't agree with.
Exactly. So that's what
Okay.
happens when you like try to take like those type of routes, right? It's corporate funding when it gets that high, and then it's not about the interests of the people or
Then the
what
people-
treaties we might be violating or anything like that.
The
It's
pe-
about
the people's involved, i.e., the Native Americans, need to go to court, and the courts have supported them in many cases the last 20 years.
But then that laws just approve the pipeline. It's going through Anishinaabe territory at this point.
But there's areas, the courts keep on deciding that. Of course, Donald Trump, the great Republican he is, hasn't supported anything with Native American rights.
No.
Except for, well, he's done something for the black colleges, but overall not so much. Okay? You know the history. You go up to Knife Lake, you see what the Mille Lacs Indians worked with the governments in those areas to get tribal rights reestablished and tribal lands reestablished by treaty. Unfortunately, the treaties weren't done originally very well. They screwed the Indians out of almost everything. Okay? That's American history.
And the fact that
Okay.
they've never been reconciled, you get what I'm saying? So like that's the whole thing with like Ireland and the UK. Like they're still
It's still
factions
there.
of the IRA. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. You
Right.
fucked us.
They lost
You've
it.
even picked the Protestants versus Catholics. Like you've made it to where you don't even have to be in here fucking shit up. You got us fucking each other up.
If you've been there, which I've been there,
Okay.
it's all about the British and the Irish, who happen to be one side. The English were Protestant, the Catholics were Irish.
And
It
they
has
turned-
nothing to do with religion.
Okay.
Okay, they just happen to be of that
It's
persuasion.
turned into a very Catholic versus Protestant environment because of
of their where they came from.
right, because Northern Ireland was predominantly Protestant and they were like for the UK being there.
The UK came over there and conquered that part of the land. They actually conquered the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
Irish got ruled back in 1920. The part that was interesting is they didn't. London left part of Northern Ireland under British control,
Right.
and therefore that's why it's still Protestant. But in its origin, it was Catholic. The Protestants repopulated the area when British took over, and they kept it. Okay, it's too bad they didn't do that. I let the Irish Catholic take back the rest of the country, and the IRA won't even exist because there's conflict, just like this. But the conflict here is the city governments don't like to do so much.
They could stop building unaffordable housing.
They can do way more than what they're doing.
We need right there. Okay, right there. Half that's going to be low-income housing. That comes through the control of what the city says you need to build. Because otherwise you can't get a building
What the city
permit.
says and the city is not reasonable.
No, the
If the city were reasonable, there wouldn't be people living in tents in fucking December in Minnesota.
the city's only part of it.
Right.
Okay, many of
You're
these
the other
people here don't want to be in public housing. They want to be
How
on
many of
their
these
own.
people have you talked to?
I've talked to many of
You
them.
guys prevented me from talking to him.
Yeah, I'm here every
You
day.
literally prevented me
I'm
from
here
talking
every
to him.
day
You
talking to
guys.
These people, if they want to talk. I live a block away, and I walked through here. I'm probably the only white male, one of the few, that said, "I'm here. I'm not. I'm sorry for the situation, but I'll help you if I can help you." But I've never ever thought that these people, less of them or more of them. I could be there. 18 years ago, I went through a major depression and lost my job, basically. 3 months later, I finally got healthy, and I went back to my job. Okay?
That's not how it works for everyone.
I know, I was fortunate, I was blessed. I had money, I had a job still waiting for me, I had a wife that worked. These people, a lot of them had mental illness, and there's nothing. If it wasn't for the state and the help they get, they wouldn't even be alive most likely. Okay, they get health care from the state. They get medicine from the states. But it doesn't solve this problem, it's just a little bit of the problem we solved. So I understand this, I look at it, when I was a freshman in high school, I learned about the spiral poverty. This is exactly the spiral poverty.
To learn about it.
We're taught how it worked. And it's the same crap we've lived with for 50 years.
And then that creates what's called learned helplessness. And then when you get people that it's morally easy for them to dismiss it as, oh, it's free will. These people want to be out here, and then it helps them process it when you hear stuff like, oh, these people want to be out here.
No one wants to be here.
No one wants to be here. In fucking winter in Minnesota, no one wants to be out here.
Nobody.
This is the result of.
But it takes time and effort and probably
Education.
social programs to figure out and scratch the surface and be like, no one wants to be here. So let's figure out what the problem is that makes them think they want to be out here.
I worked with the consulate churches. I'm over in the St. Paul Cathedral. At the St. Paul Cathedral, this was probably 10 years ago, I meet a grandmother who's 42 or 3. I meet a mother who's 30. I meet the daughter who's 13. And I had seen them over a few weeks. The grandmother has a daughter at 13 or 14. The mother has a daughter at maybe she was 13 or 14, 15. The daughter comes up who's 13, and she's very smart, very attractive, and she says, I'm pregnant, I can't wait to have my baby. Okay, it's a learned procedure. She's seeing from the role models of how you live. Is it great to have a child at 13 in American society? Probably not. All the statistics tell you you're probably going to live in poverty, and it sucks. You know, different cultures have different ways of dealing with it. I can't say it's bad or good. It's just the culture. Yeah. But then if you don't have money, you end up here, and they don't have and parenting models, and there's so many things.
And then it goes beyond that. Like some of these people actually, like, through the learned helplessness, have like they don't even have the skills to like go and then like keep up with appointments to go get an ID and then to go get a phone to be able to be contactable for these jobs.
They don't have phones. They might get a bus pass. It's that very few, if any of them, have cars. Some have worked. I mean, they've been working until COVID hit. I would guess a lot of them did.
Oh yeah.
But then their resources go, and then the people that family members, there's family members that come here daily from all over the Twin Cities to be with them, to help them. They don't have resources, and then they're all gone. I don't know if you're one of the. I met a brother who's coming here, and I said, where are you coming down from? He's from Brooklyn Center. I'm seeing my brother. And some of his sisters down here. It's just it's a quagmire, and this is the result of it. But when people come down and say the land was stolen, well, that's great. That doesn't solve any of this issue.
It sounds like ancient history, but like it does directly correlate to this issue, because like you steal something and then you make like treaties that you don't honor to give them back, and then you don't give them back, and then you start like doing violent evictions and like stuff like this, and then it's like, well, shit, we haven't even reconciled with the. And then some people say, dude, they're asking for too much, like da 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 da, and it's like, well, whatever. When you see what the state can do, where they're putting their funding, where they're not allocating funding, like, and it's not the financial aspect. There's no political will to do certain shit.
It's political
Democrats or Republican. There's no political will to do anything.
Until the cause is the people with power, which is money a lot of times, or collective power, this stuff doesn't change.
No.
And it goes down, and I had a college professor look at me once, he says, just remember, Jeff, the rich get richer and the poor just have kids. Okay, and that's a lot of American society. And I don't like, well, I'd say pure socialism, but we as a society and we as individuals have an obligation, because
I feel like it's definitely time for a welfare state, at least. It's America to become like free healthcare.
Oh, I agree with that.
I definitely.
We pay for it one way or the other.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So it's no problem there. But you used the word forced eviction. In a sense, yes. In a sense, no. I was thinking today when I was going to walk over there, I said, I'm going to my wife, I'm coming over here. I thought I'd see a large police presence that is here. And I thought there'd be more protest than there is. But you see the people here that are volunteers and people helping, which
Well, Carter's pretty good about his optics. He's good with his optics. He doesn't want a violent eviction going on. I mean, if it comes down to it, don't think for a second that they won't do that. But
eventually, but
Carter's pretty good with his optics. That's why he came down here and dapped everybody up, made them feel good.
I'm glad he came down, because
Fry doesn't do it.
I saw him at a couple of budget meetings. That's why I understand the city budget, because I actually went to a meeting, heard how they did it.
What is the 21 St. Paul city budget looking like? Where
I don't know where it stands, but I haven't even looked at it.
It's not public information.
Oh, sure it is. It's
is.
totally public,
Okay,
yeah.
it's
I mean,
public.
there's always an adjustment. They have certain things that are very fixed. You know, the streets, the parks, the police force. There's a lot of things that are fixed for income, dollars spent. But there's always 5 to 10 million that they got to figure out what they're going to do with, and that's where the public comes in. But even the fixed income areas, or the areas that generally are more fixed,
You can bypass from that, I feel
you
like.
can change them. I mean, why do we have police coming down here with fire trucks? I told the mayor, if it's purely a medical thing, don't send your fire trucks. And then we send these huge fire trucks. I said, if you need a couple of EMTs, send it down with the squad. Don't send a fire truck. And so
You're the head of Parks and Rec, right?
No.
No?
No, Public Works.
Public Works? Did you want to comment on what's going on here? No thanks? All right, well, you have a good day, sir.
City worker isn't providing you with a comment?
Now you guys get what I'm doing. I don't know why you don't like it.
Aren't gonna get it, they're gonna snap instantaneously.
And the thing is, that
What are you gonna do about
question,
that?
that question pretends that every situation is going to be the same.
This situation, let's pretend every
That
time you
question-
see her
that's
as a
gonna be your
person
problem,
and they go
right
through
there.
the week, what's going to happen to those people? They deserve to know that.
That question,
You should know that. You said you have a plan. What is it?
I want to wait for you to finish before I start.
Finish. I want to hear an answer to the
Like I
question of
said.
what will happen to these people?
I want to wait for you to finish before I start. Like I said, every conversation that we have, that's one of the beautiful parts about the work that we're doing. Every conversation is different because every individual is different. There is no one-size-fits-all plan in case somebody does something. There are a million different things that can happen today, and that's why there is no one-size-fits-all plan. I think if I told you a one-size-fits-all plan, no matter what it was, you'd probably say that's not good enough, because it wouldn't be.
Well, how about
'Cause it
this
wouldn't be,
then?
right?
So you're going to treat each
You agree
individual
that-
person different. You're going to go to each tent and say, "Are you okay with?"
You agree that it wouldn't be okay to have a one-size-fits-all plan, right?
I think you should have some sort of plan. Yeah, I think there's probably going to be. You're not going to individually go to each tent and say, "You don't want to leave right. You don't want to leave." So this can happen. This can happen. You're going to have a plan in place, and I think they deserve to know that. I think that's fair.
Well, as we have the conversation, as we have
the community to know that.
as we have the conversation with the individuals out here, the conversations will evolve and we'll figure out where it goes.
So have you talked to anyone who said that they don't agree to leave today? At your timeline, have you spoken to those people?
I have not spoken to anybody who said
Would it
they
be helpful?
refuse to leave today. I've talked to folks who said they want to understand what the better option is, and that's exactly what the work is.
So is your catering to
make sure there's a
individuals?
better
Is there
option.
more than one option?
I gotta go
Besides
outside
shelter, is your catering to people's individual needs? Is there more than one option?
There's multiple different types of options. What are they? There's multiple different types of options. So folks, I'm gonna go. I'll tell you what. I'll go talk to some more people, so that way.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to keep you from doing what you should be doing. I appreciate you taking the time. But I want to
Absolutely.
keep you-
No, I appreciate
Those are questions that are fair to ask.
And let me tell you this. I appreciate the spirit that brings you guys out. I really do. I don't know how much you know about like my politics, but our politics is a politics about making sure that people are included in our decision-making processes and making sure people are included in their autonomy. So I appreciate the spirit that you guys are talking about here. For me, this isn't an issue. It's not a cause. To me, these are individual people who last night spent the night in a situation that is threatening to their life.
And maybe in a number of years.
Yeah, that's right. Because that's one of the things we have to know. A lot of these folks this time last year, it's, people might have been sleeping on the train, people might have been sleeping in a friend's house, people might have been sleeping in a shelter that had to limit their capacity because of COVID.
So here's what I think we're looking for from you as a community.
We need long-term.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking for action solutions. So we're not.
And it's going to require money.
On a day of eviction and then talk to them and then they all get swept. We're looking for this. You're agreeing that there's a huge imbalance, right? We need you as our leader to really help solve this. I'm looking at me and say, am I a leader? When you're asking for a leader, right? Like we're really looking at you as a leader. You got voted in this office for a reason.
That's why we're doing it.
We want to hold
That's
you
why we're doing
accountable.
it.
And we
I appreciate
expect
that.
you to do the same for all the people underneath you
I
right now, like
appreciate
the police and stuff.
I appreciate
So set a different standard than Minneapolis.
Thanks for being out here. I appreciate that. That's exactly what we're doing. I appreciate you guys being out here. That's why I'm stopping to have the conversation. I appreciate you guys being on here.
appreciate that
This is the work we're here to
because
do.
that's what public servants should be doing. We should be having this. We
This
should
is the
have
work we're
access to
here to
you
do.
more than I think that we have access to a lot of our politicians. We need access.
This is the work we're here to do. Where do you live in St. Paul?
No, I don't actually live in Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
I mean, I've lived in both cities.
What neighborhood in Minneapolis?
Corcoran.
Got it. Well, like I said, we appreciate you guys being on. That's why I stopped to take the time. I can't spend the whole day here, obviously, because I got to connect with folks. But
it doesn't end today.
if you're here to help, make I sure wish it could, but
God
it
bless
can't.
you.
God bless you too. I appreciate you, brother.
Bless you guys, man. All right, man. You're working on. I'm gonna let him get into.
I mean, here's what we. No, stay though. Here's what I'm hoping we understand, right? And not you, but like we as a country, we as a state, we as a community, is like I said, one, I'm not here to pretend we got it all figured out. We don't. Like I said, I don't think anybody had a plan or had facilities waiting. That's right. That's what we're doing. That's why we're doing it. That's why we're doing it. The challenge that's from the rest of the country. It can, except what we have to realize is, and this is one of the arguments that I make at the Capitol fight, we have to realize it's one of the things that cities face across the country is that if somebody's living in greater Minnesota or somebody's living 3 hours away or in a community that doesn't have housing and they lose access to housing, what do? They move to St. Paul, they move to Minneapolis, they move into the core city.
That's something to be proud of, that you can help people. Like, if you're actually able to do that, I don't think that should be a detriment to our city. Or
I never,
sorry, maybe I made
and so we agree.
With that.
So we agree. We agree. The challenge is that while we have cities across the country who are saying we're going to use a very, very limited scope of resources that we have available through our kind of city's general fund to hold up a statewide, in many ways, a region-wide kind of housing crisis, it is going to continue to become a challenge. So yes, we're breaking all of our piggy banks, and we're doing literally every single thing we can figure out how to do to fund new spaces and things like that. Our ability just is going to be frankly limited. We absolutely have to have more. We absolutely have to have more state resources, more federal resources. We need the help. I mean, frankly, I'm just telling you, and any mayor in any major city in America will tell you, we need more help from our states, from our federal government. We just frankly need more help.
So do you think investing in, the police force to police these individuals is a better investment than investing in these individuals to keep them from the poverty that probably brings them to the crime that affects public safety? I think there's a public safety issue that's always like police will protect us, but it feels like 8,000 police.
If we're homeless?
I'm sorry?
How is it a public safety
Well,
issue?
that's the
if we're
perception, right? That people are going to get to their bottom and then they're going to steal. When you have nothing to lose or something, right? Then you're going to.
And this is why I'm
that's the
asking.
perception.
we keep getting beat down.
Exactly, and you're criminalized for it. It's treated like a crime to be homeless.
This is why I'm asking if you're familiar with my politics, because that's a topic that I actually take a lot of criticism, because I probably agree with you to the extent to which I agree with you. This is why I'm asking if you're familiar with my politics. The type of stuff that you're talking about is exactly the stuff that we're pushing and leading.
So what's the budget cuts? And are you saying
frankly,
budget cuts to invest in community? What do those look like?
Frankly, this time last year, the big critique on me on this community was that we passed the public safety budget, they didn't increase our police officers.
So are you transferring funds? Are you transferring funds? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what I'm talking about. Transferring funds from the police.
This is the work that we're doing. This is the work that we're doing as a community. And what I always say is that we need what I call a balanced portfolio community investment. Community has to be balanced, and police are a part of that. And our firefighters, our ambulances are a part of that. Our rec centers and our libraries are a part of that. Our mental health services need to be a much bigger part of that than they've ever been. It requires all of it working together. I don't think it requires just one or just the other. I think it requires all of it working together, and that's what we're working to do. That's exactly what we're working to do. I'm gonna go talk to some folks.
And we're only as strong as our weakest link. Am I right?
That's exactly right. Thank you, guys.
Get out of here. So what are you gonna try to do?
He's talking to people.
That's good. I mean, we don't see Mayor Fry out there doing that shit.
No, he's been out here for over an hour. He's talking to us, and he's talking.
Yeah,
I'll
and he's
give him
going
credit.
around checking on people. That's a man that cares, but it's more than just him and the politics.
Right. And like I was saying earlier, with police in the protests in St. Paul compared to Philando days. Remember how violent they were. It's changed. So, and that's under his control. Now, shooting somebody when they pull them over, that's our systemic problem that we need to deal with and we need to address. And he can't change that like that unless he's going to take that whole police station down and start over, which he can't do. But he can, like I said, during the protests and stuff. So I do have confidence in him. He's got food out there for people. He's going into tents. He's talking to people. He's
I saw that.
not afraid to get dirty.
I like that.
So,
At least I respect that. When Minneapolis Mary don't show his face.
yeah, he's going to chase out.
So that's the mayor of St. Paul right there talking to somebody in a tent. Somebody walking their dog to the park. There's definitely a lot of plain-clothes people around here too. Make no doubt about that. Ooh. Wrong glove. St. Paul employees. Hey. Give a little wave. And these guys, more city and county employees. Woo. She's a windy one. Most of these guys are just standing around. And then another St. Paul Emergency Management. They got sweet new jackets for this. Hey, can you comment on what you guys are doing here?
Thank you.
You're from the St. Paul Emergency Management Unit? You don't have any comment? All right, well, you have a good day, sir.